Chrisean Rock, a name that once echoed through the chaos of fame, love, and controversy. And just when the internet thought she might finally be getting her life together, another storm hit. But this time, it is not Blueface, no, this is something darker, something deeper. The internet is on fire again, and everyone's pointing fingers. Her short-lived relationship with a trophy Bino has ended, but the reason? It is beyond what anyone expected. At first, it seemed like a regular breakup, a quick fling that fizzled out. 3 months together, and poof, gone. But then, Bino opened his mouth, and the internet exploded. What he said did not just expose their breakup. It tore open the image Chrisean has been holding together for months. Every rumor, every whisper about her lifestyle, her parenting, her chaos, he confirmed it all. But that was not even the worst part. What Bino revealed next about Chrisean Jr., their son, left people speechless. Within minutes, Twitter turned into a battlefield. Fans screamed in disbelief, others said they had seen this coming. One user wrote, "I knew she was hiding something, that man just exposed her entire soul." Another added, "She cannot keep blaming Blueface forever. This is who she is." The betrayal felt raw, not just for Bino, but for everyone who once defended her. The internet was watching in real time as Chrisean's public image unraveled. According to Bino, the final straw was that tattoo, the one she got of Blueface's face. Yes, that one. The symbol of a past that refuses to die. He said he begged her to cover it up, to move on, to start fresh. But she refused. "If she cannot cover that thing up, I am gone," Bino said in a live rant. His voice trembled between heartbreak and rage. "I was really in love. But I had to snap out of it. I was losing myself." And that is when people realized, this was not just a breakup. This was another chapter in Chrisean's self-destruction, a pattern that keeps repeating. The internet began dissecting every photo, every video, every post she ever made about motherhood, love, and loyalty. People asked, is this love, or is this chaos disguised as attention? The Blueface tattoo became a symbol of everything she could not let go of, her trauma, her obsession, her identity. Now the question everyone is asking is, what exactly was Bino hinting at about her child? What did he mean by the truth she has been hiding? Because if what insiders are whispering online turns out to be true, this entire story might shift from celebrity breakup to public meltdown. And Chrisean Rock might just face the biggest reckoning of her career, one that no PR team, no music, and no social media live can save her from. Bino said it best, "If I did not snap out of it, she would have broken my heart." And honestly, the red flags were waving from day one. What everyone thought was romance was really a ticking time bomb disguised as couple goals. Their social media looked perfect, the matching smiles, the affectionate captions, but even then, something felt off. People sensed it. Even Bino's own baby mama went public, side-eyeing the whole situation. And who could forget that viral clip, Chrisean kissing his toes on camera? Yes, it happened. And instead of looking like love, it looked like desperation wrapped in chaos. Things spiraled fast. From September 19th to the 23rd, their so-called romantic escape at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas turned into a circus live-streamed for the world. They were going live from hotel rooms filled with kids, smoke, and screaming, and viewers swore they could smell the chaos through the screen. Comment sections filled with disbelief. One fan wrote, "You can literally hear the gas and see the smoke, and there are children there?" Another replied, "This is not a relationship. This is a crisis on camera." After the breakup, Bino did not fade quietly into the background, he detonated. He went live after live, dragging Chrisean like a man scorned and armed with receipts. He called her unhygienic, accused her of being a terrible mother, and flat out labeled her toxic. His words were raw and furious, the sound of a man who had been through something unholy. The internet went wild, and just when people thought he had gone too far, Chrisean hit back harder. She refused to let him control the story. She fired off an unfiltered response that stunned even her own fans. In her own words, she admitted the entire relationship was fake. Not love. Not passion. Just business. "I stopped showing up with you because I did not want to do the fake PR relationship for money anymore," she said. "This whole thing was for clout. You are an idiot, and ugly as hell on top of that." And that was it, the internet erupted. This was no longer a breakup. It was a war, a digital bloodbath fought in lives, tweets, and comment sections. Let's be honest, Chrisean Rock and chaos are practically synonyms at this point. Ever since her pregnancy with Chrisean Jr., every move she makes becomes a headline. From alleged substance use to explosive fights with Blueface's family, it has been one scandal after another. The pregnancy that should have been private turned into a full-blown public spectacle. She implied Blueface was the father, but Blueface denied it instantly. He even went online, blunt as ever, "Me and Rock are officially done." It is strictly business. Before she announces she is pregnant with somebody else's child, it is not mine. Then came the infamous quote that broke the internet. Blueface claimed she had been with 10 different men that year. He said, "Until I see a DNA test, it is not mine." He even mocked the idea that she could be drinking while pregnant, calling it a red flag, not a Blueface baby. Within hours, memes flooded TikTok. One clip captioned, "When you realize you dodged a baby scandal," hit over 1 million views in less than a day. And just when people thought it could not get messier, Blueface mother, Carlisa Saffold, jumped in. She called the entire pregnancy a hoax, going live to deny everything. "Absolutely not pregnant," she wrote. "That man would lose his license for allowing such an exercise." Her words felt cold, surgical. Then she went after Chrisean's sister, Tessa, accusing her of standing by and watching the alleged substance used during pregnancy, doing nothing because money kept them quiet. Then came the moment that broke the internet. After Chrisean gave birth, her ex, Ronnie Doe, posted a photo of himself next to the baby, and the resemblance was chilling. His caption read, "You are not the father, crying face man shrugging at Blueface baby at Officialme show. Thank you God in advance, because this is getting crazy." That single post ignited an inferno. Screenshots spread like wildfire, Twitter threads, TikTok stitches, gossip blogs, all debating one question: who is the real father? Then Blueface, who had been quiet for days, finally spoke. He reposted the photo with a smirk of vindication. "I thought I was tripping too until I saw this," he said. She kind of told on herself. "This is the best news I got all year. I am free." That single statement shattered the internet. Memes poured in, edits of Blueface breaking free flooded YouTube, and gossip pages celebrated the plot twist of the year. What started as a rumor had now evolved into one of the most chaotic scandals in modern hip-hop relationship history, and at the center of it all stood Chrisean Rock, once again proving that where there is chaos, there is always a camera. The revelation changed everything. The energy was different this time, darker, heavier, final. For months, Blueface and Chrisean had lived their love life like a reality show without rules. Fights on live streams, tearful reconciliations, and public breakdowns became the soundtrack of their relationship. They would break up on Monday and be spotted together by Friday, laughing like nothing had happened. But this time, there was no laughter. When Blueface reacted to the baby scandal, it was not rage. It was exhaustion. The kind of weariness that comes from loving chaos too long. Fans noticed how quickly he embraced the idea that the baby was not his, almost relieved, as if he had been waiting for a reason to finally walk away for good. While Blueface celebrated his freedom online, Chrisean did something completely out of character. She went silent. No rants. No tears on Instagram Live. No cryptic captions. Just silence. For a woman who lived her emotions out loud, that quiet felt deafening. But then, out of nowhere, life flipped again. Blueface landed behind bars for a probation violation. The internet lost its mind. Fans joked that drama follows him like a shadow. Others called it karma. But for Chrisean, it was something else entirely, an open stage with no one left to share it. Then she did the unthinkable. She walked into a tattoo studio and permanently stamped her heartbreak onto her skin, again. Only this time, it was bigger. A massive, full-face tattoo of Blueface covering her cheek. She had once removed an old one to symbolize healing and moving on. But now, she went bolder, the image of the man who had denied her child inked directly onto her face. When she posted it, the internet froze. It wasn't a cute little symbol or initials. It was his entire portrait. The backlash was brutal. Comments poured in like wildfire: "This isn't love. This is obsession." Another read, "She's ruining her face for a man who already said he's free." Her follower count plummeted. People who once celebrated her raw authenticity began unfollowing in disappointment. What looked like a love declaration became a global intervention. Mental health experts, influencers, and gossip channels all weighed in. The narrative shifted. Chrisean was no longer real and fearless. She was now lost and spiraling. And then came Tia Kemp, never one to hold back. She jumped on her live stream, her voice slicing through the noise like a knife. "Chrisean," she said, "you had 2 years to run around and fight everybody. Now let that baby go to daycare so he can learn to crawl. We trying to see milestones, not meltdowns." The words hit hard. They went viral within hours. Clips of Tia's speech flooded TikTok and YouTube, sparking debate after debate. Tia and Chrisean had history. Their feud was practically legend, a digital rivalry that had dominated gossip blogs since 2024. Fans still remembered the time Tia told her, "Be a mother first." Now she was doubling down, louder than ever. Chrisean could not stay quiet anymore. Late one night, she went live, eyes swollen, voice cracking. "Y'all don't know what I go through," she said, pain shaking her words. "Everybody wanna talk, but nobody helps. I love my baby. Just because I get a tattoo doesn't mean I'm not a mom." Her loyal fans flooded the comments with hearts and prayers, but even some supporters admitted they were worried. Psychologists on TikTok began analyzing her live, claiming she was using impulsive actions, tattoos, fights, chaos, to cope with deeper pain. Others blamed social media itself for turning suffering into entertainment. "The internet rewards breakdowns," one expert said in a viral clip. "We clap for their pain, then call them crazy." And just when people thought things could not possibly get messier, Ronnie Doe, the rumored real father, reappeared. He hopped on Instagram Live, grinning, answering fan questions like he had been waiting for his spotlight. "Man, y'all already see the resemblance," he laughed. "But if she wanna do the test, cool. I'm not running from it." The internet went nuclear. Blogs exploded with headlines like, "Ronnie Doe claims he's the real father of Chrisean's baby." Twitter turned into an evidence board, fans comparing baby pictures, zooming in on facial features, and arguing in threads that lasted days. Some said he was brave for stepping up. Others accused him of chasing fame off a child's name. Even Blueface mother, Carlisa, could not resist joining the circus. She posted a message on Instagram that read, "Some truths hurt, but they also heal." The internet immediately interpreted it as confirmation that she believed Ronnie's story. Fans began tagging her in every post, begging for details. She stayed silent, letting her one sentence do all the damage. Meanwhile, Blueface sat behind bars, quiet, detached, unreachable. His management posted occasional updates, but the man himself said nothing. And that silence made everything worse. The mystery grew. Was he done with Chrisean for good? Was he protecting her from the chaos? Or had he simply checked out completely? Rumors filled the void. Some insiders claimed he planned to cut ties the moment he got out. Others whispered that he was still communicating with her privately. But regardless of the truth, the internet had already chosen its narrative. Blueface had escaped, and Chrisean was self-destructing. And then, just when everyone assumed she had broken down for good, Chrisean popped up again, this time, smiling. A video surfaced of her at an event, laughing with friends, saying, "They always got something to say about me, but I'm still gonna do me." That clip hit the internet like lightning. Half of social media praised her resilience, calling her unbothered, real, fearless. The other half accused her of living in denial. YouTubers made hour-long breakdowns of her behavior, calling her a case study in celebrity chaos. TikTok creators stitched her videos with captions like, "When toxicity becomes your identity." Every breath she took, every word she spoke, became content. She was no longer just living her life, she was performing her pain. And whether she knew it or not, the world could not look away. By this point, it was no longer a love triangle, it was a modern tragedy. A public case study in what happens when love, fame, and trauma collide under the blinding light of the internet. The world was not just watching a breakup anymore, it was watching two people unravel in real time. Chrisean's every decision became performance art for millions of strangers. Some said she was a broken girl shaped by a brutal world. Others said she was addicted to attention. Maybe both were right, maybe the truth was somewhere in that pain. The paternity storm began to fade, but the noise never really stopped. New rumors took its place, whispers of a reality TV comeback, talks of a new album, speculation that she was using the chaos as creative fuel. Snippets from the studio hit her Instagram feed, verses about betrayal, survival, and broken love. "They think they know my pain, but they don't know the half," she rapped, voice rough and angry. Some fans cheered her for turning pain into art. Others rolled their eyes. "Girl, go raise your child," one comment said. The cycle was endless. She posted, they judged, she responded, they dissected. Soon the internet found a new moral debate to feed on, her motherhood. Parenting bloggers, influencers, and self-proclaimed experts flooded timelines, using her as a case study in what happens when trauma meets fame. Some argued she was still healing, learning how to be a mother while the world refused to give her grace. Others were merciless, claiming her actions proved she was unfit. But through it all, Chrisean's tone changed. In one live stream she whispered, "I don't care what people think. I love my baby, I love myself, and I love who I love." The fire in her voice was gone, replaced by exhaustion. It sounded less like defiance and more like surrender. Then came Blueface's release from jail, and the circus started again. Cameras swarmed him outside the courthouse. When reporters shouted questions about the baby, he smirked. "Ask her," he said, walking away. That two-word answer set the internet ablaze. Later, he posted cryptic tweets, "Freedom feels different when it's real," and "The truth always comes out, you just gotta wait." He deleted them, but screenshots never die. To fans, those words were final cuts, proof that he was done. Others said it was just another act in a story that would never end. Everyone seemed trapped in the same loop, fame feeding pain, pain feeding fame. Ronnie Doe disappeared back into the shadows after his brief moment of viral glory. Blueface returned to music, tossing veiled lines about fake love and baby mama lies. And Chrisean, she kept living loud. One day posting baby laughter, the next day cryptic captions about loyalty. To the internet, she was no longer a person, she was content. Every tattoo, every meltdown, every silence became proof in an endless courtroom called the algorithm. In the end, the story was never really about paternity. It was about how human pain gets turned into entertainment. The same fans who once rooted for their love now watched like spectators at a car crash, too fascinated to look away. The emotional damage was irreversible, not from who the father was, but from how completely their privacy had been erased. And yet, neither of them stopped posting. Because in their world, silence means irrelevance, and irrelevance means death. Months later, things quieted, but never truly died down. Each time Chrisean posted her baby, someone still commented, "He looks like Ronnie." Every time Blueface dropped a song, the replies read, "You free now, huh?" The internet does not forgive. It does not forget. It only waits for the next chapter. Even Tia Kemp, once her loudest critic, softened in a later interview. "I don't hate that girl," she said. "I just wish she'd see her worth outside of him." Those words hit deeper than anyone expected. Fans replayed the clip over and over, the same people who once mocked Chrisean now hoping she might finally heal. Whether she ever finds that peace, nobody knows. But one thing is certain, her story will live online forever, a messy, unforgettable saga of how love, fame, and chaos blurred until no one could tell where one ended and the other began. And just when it felt like the internet had moved on, it happened. "What are you doing?" "We want to see if he's crawling," a voice asked during her live stream. It was supposed to be innocent, a mother bonding with her son. But that one question triggered an avalanche. Viewers flooded the comments with worry. "Why isn't he holding his head yet?" someone typed. "I hope he's okay," said another. The light-hearted tone vanished. The laughter turned into silence. Within days, whispers turned into headlines. People began questioning her child's health. Some claimed they had seen it coming, pointing to her reckless pregnancy behavior, the drinking, the fights, the tears captured live for millions to see. Every mistake resurfaced like evidence in a trial she could never win. The internet's empathy twisted into cruelty. Then came the breaking point. A document, allegedly a medical record, leaked online. It spread faster than anyone could stop it. The words that burned through the screen were fetal alcohol syndrome. Whether real or fabricated, it was enough to set the world on fire. The rumor had become proof. The file claimed complications, developmental delays, details so personal they should have never seen daylight. Overnight, Chrisean's name trended again, this time alongside words like neglect, guilt, and consequence. Her defenders pleaded for privacy, her critics claimed vindication. Comment sections turned into war zones.